Hello everyone. So in our previous class we have learned about the importance of globes, maps and the scale, elements of map, directions. Okay. So after that we are going to start from conventional signs and symbols. So what is conventional signs and symbols? Conventional signs and symbols are very important part of a map. As I have just told you in my previous class, I have just shown you some kind of sign over there that the bold boundary will just tell about the states and the small boundary will tell about the like small locations. Okay, so that thing were called conventional signs and symbols. Okay, so conventional signs and symbols are important part of a map. They are used to represent different features on a map. Okay, the use of symbols make the map looks neater and makes it easier to understand the map. Some symbols sign that are used by cartographer are all around the world, hence they are called conventional symbols. Means while preparing the map, the cartographers use some kind of signs, like if we will just going to put if we want to tell that there is a house located on that particular area, so to just represent that house we will use some kind of red color or blue color dot. Okay, so that those person who will going to read the map, it will be very easier for them to understand. Okay, that this particular area has a house. Okay, so thereafter we are going to start for the key or legends. Okay, so key or legends, as I have also explained in my previous class about you, that while reading on the map, okay, the key and legends of a map explains what each symbol and signs used in the map. Means we have used some kind of symbols and signs on the map, but how can the viewers or the readers come to know that what is the meaning of this sign? Okay, so by using a small legend which is just represented just beside the map in a small box, where we will just put every kind of information along with the sign and symbols. Okay, so it help you to understand the map. Without the key a map would be meaningless. Okay, map key or legends are boxes drawn in the bottom corner of a map. Thereafter we are going for sketch and plan. Sketch and plans are two other ways in which areas are mapped. Okay, so sketch and plans, these two are are also things by which we can just plan an area. Means plan to describe about the area, but there are two different things. Like a sketch is a rough drawing based on the observation. It is not drawn to scale, it is drawn quickly, showing important features like roads, big trees and other landmarks, but the distance are not accurate. Also it may or may not be detailed drawing. Means like if we will going to a particular place, like if I will go to the Howrah station and I just make a sketch over there, so does it will be accurate? No, it won't be accurate. It will just give you a small details about that particular area. Okay, but it will not give you the exact details, like how many distance you have been away from the train, how are the platforms are, what are the thickness of the platform. These kind of things it won't going to tell you. Why? Because the sketch doesn't have a scale. We don't use a scale mapping by I mean we don't use any kind of scale mapping on the representing a sketch. Okay, so it may be or may not be detailed as particular area. So after the sketch and plans, okay, so here are something that small scale and large scale maps. Okay, I'm going to tell you about that. Small scale maps or large scale map, there is a quite little bit of difference between them. That small scale maps are drawn to a scale of 1 centimeter equal 100 kilometer or more, and are drawn to a scale of 1 centimeter equal to 1 kilometer or less. As I have told you before that in small scale, the it will just represent a particular area with very good accessibility. Okay, and it have 1 centimeter, the length of 1 centimeter is equal to 100 kilometer or more. But in a large scale map, the area of 1 centimeter just represent 1 kilometer or less. Okay, small scale map cover a large area in less details, means if the area will be greater or larger, the details will be less, and if the area will be less, then the details will be very quite enough and high. Okay, so a small area in great detail means large scale just show a small area in a very great detail. Then the larger the area covered by the map, the smaller its scale will be, means if we will use a larger area, ठीक है, तो our scale will be like getting smaller, as I have just told you before. So these are the difference between, I'm just telling you. Okay, so the smaller the area covered by the map, the larger its scale will be. I mean, in the large scale map, if we will small the area, then the scale will become large. Cannot show too many details on the ground as they cover large area. Okay, small scale does not going to show does not going to show many details on the ground, because if the area is larger, and if the area is smaller, it will going to show all the kinds of details on the ground. Okay, and large scale maps, it show all kind of details like trees, building, bus, because it cover a small area. Okay, small scale maps are used to show large area like countries and continents. Okay, like I had just showed you in my previous class a political map. It was a small scale map, as it just have a large area. Okay, but in the large scale map, we can just see the different type, as I have just shown on the part 1. I have just show you that a topographical map which is represented a small area with a very good details over there. Okay, so these are the used to neighborhoods, town and small areas, for example cadastral maps and topographical maps. So these are the things we have to look for. Okay, for the small scale maps and large scale maps. So as we have learned about the sketch, okay, now we are going to learn about a plan. So a plan is a detailed drawing of a small area like a house or an office building. Wait a minute. Like a office building. Okay, it always drawn on to scale, thus the measurement are necessary to for drawing a plan. A plan show the shape and position of object as they appear when viewed from the above. Means a plan is what? Plan is like something which we use to give the details about our home or office. Like if I am planning to build a home. Okay, so first of all, what we are going to do, we are going to set up a plan, so that according to that plan we will build our house, home and everything. So in a plan, everything is in a detailed manner, as it has been drawn on a scale, not like a sketch. Like you can see there, the sketch is just over there above the plan. So what is the sketch? It is a drawing of a particular place without any scale and without any particular description. Okay, but if you will go for the plan, let me show you. If you will go for the plan, you can see it is the interior of a house and with a very great detailing over there in the map. Okay, you can just see everything, as everything is very specific in this plan. Okay, so this is the plan view from the above. Okay, so plan shows shape and position of the object as they appeared when viewed from the above. Okay, thereafter we can just see that the difference between globe, map, sketch and plan, as I have told you before, it's almost same and everything is over there as I had just told you. Okay, so now we are going to the diagram. Diagram is a drawing that explains the structure or working of something. Diagram are used widely to explain geographical concepts given below as a diagram of some geographical feature. Okay, so diagram is a drawing which explain the structure or working of something. Means if a river is flowing from a particular area, then just we have to create a diagram to show about that, on which how the river is flowing, what kind of things over there, okay, what are the sources of the river. So for that we are going to make a diagram. So first of all, let me just show you a diagram. Okay, in the diagram you can see that the source of river is represented a meander. Meander means the curve in the path of a river, means a river just follow a different kind of curves while just flowing. Okay, so that is called meander. Thereafter a tributary. A tributary is a stream which flow into a larger area, I mean larger river, means the smaller river will just mix with a larger river, or just added with a larger river after flowing a large distance. Thereafter distributary. Distributary means after being added to the large tributary, it will be a stream that branches out of main river. Okay, it is a stream like as you can see in the video, this is whole a large tributary is flowing, and after in that tributary you can see a small kind of stream is being divided by the land, so it's been called as a distributary. Okay, it can occur anywhere. Thereafter a delta. Delta is a tract of flat land formed at the mouth of the river by the deposition of sediments. Means as we can know, a river flow, it just take a lot of soil and sand along with, and which forms what? A delta. Okay, by using that deposition which has been followed by the river. Okay, so thereafter we are going for the block mountains. Block mountains are formed when divergent forces acted upon a part of earth crust. Cracks or faults appear in earth crust, forcing some blocks of rock to move up while pushing other blocks down. The blocks that are pushed up from the block mountain, and the blocks that are pushed down from rift valleys. Okay, so block mountain is nothing but a divergent force which act upon a part of earth crust, means the earth crust used to act on it. Okay, and by crack or fault, like if there is any kind of crack or faults appear in the earth crust, it will force some block of rock to move up. Okay, and while the rocks will be pushing from the other block downs, the blocks that are pushed up, means the block which are going to pushing up by the earth crust, is going to form a black mountain, and some blocks which has been pushed down, okay, so that are being called as rift valleys. Okay, thereafter we are going to the river. A river is a body of fresh water which flows from a source of an ocean, a lake, or another river. The diagram below show the course of a river from its source to its mouth and some of the features associated with it. Means what is a river? A river is a body of fresh water, means in the river we can get a fresh water which flow from a source to an ocean. As we can see in the diagram, the source is over there, Himalaya, and the and the and it will just end it on the ocean. Okay, so some of the features associated with it. Okay, so this will be okay for today classes, and we are going to start from our next class, and I'll just tell you, I will just teach you about acetylene and xylene. Okay, thereafter our classes will be over, and then I will just give you the question answer. Just prepare yourself. Okay, thank you. So today we are going to learn about anticline and syncline.